Exploring behavioral economics involves understanding how people make decisions in social contexts. It draws on applied behavioral game theory and relies on behavioral research to analyze individual decision-making. This theory runs experiments through experimental games to study how people make irrational choices. Behavioral economics combines psychology and economics to develop economic models that explain why people sometimes make irrational decisions. Behavioral economics involves studying how social and psychological factors influence human decisions. Unlike classical economic theory, which assumes that people always make rational choices based on self-interest, behavioral economics considers the various biases that can affect our decision-making. It uses psychological experimentation to think about how people actually make decisions and develop theories to explain why we vary our decisions depending on the context. In addition, behavioral economics studies the effects of institutions and other factors that influence economic behavior. By understanding how these factors shape human decision-making, we can create more accurate models of economic behavior and develop policies that better reflect real-world outcomes. We seek to understand how behavioral economic research can inform our understanding of human behavior and decision-making. Behavioral economics studies biases and tendencies that affect decisions, going beyond more traditional economics assumptions. This approach brings together fields including sociology, social psychology, and economics to better understand how human behavior shapes social phenomena, markets, policymakers, and inform business decision-makers. Behavioral economics has the potential to transform the way we approach decision-making behavior in a range of industries, including healthcare. By taking into account behavioral factors such as biases in medical decision-making or adherence to treatment plans, policymakers can develop more effective healthcare policies that better reflect real-world outcomes. As we continue to explore the insights provided by studies in behavioral economics, it becomes increasingly clear that this interdisciplinary field has much to offer. Behavioral economics challenges the core theories of economics. Describing human decision behavior, it acknowledges that people do not always make good decisions and often make quick decisions based on mental shortcuts, rules, and heuristics. One application of behavioral economics is to use these insights to design interventions that nudge humans towards better decision-making. It also has found that people have a tendency to be overconfident in their own abilities and knowledge. This can lead to making decisions that are not rational, such as taking too much risk in their investments. People are prone to a cognitive bias known as the herd mentality. This means that they often follow the crowd, even if it's not the best decision. This can lead to bubbles in the market and other irrational behavior. People are motivated by more than just money. They also care about social norms, fairness, and other non-monetary factors. This can influence their decisions in ways that are not always predictable or rational. If economists should involve an in-depth study of behavioral theory, behavioral biases, and economic psychology to understand why investors make rash decisions. Behavioral finance is a critical aspect of exploring the field as it seeks to explain certain identified phenomena in capital markets and trading. The application of behavioral economics is essential in providing conceptual understanding of how macroeconomic policy discussions can change behaviors and make investors act impulsively. Economic research shows that individuals often act irrationally when making investment decisions, leading to significant losses. One practical use of applied behavioral economics is to design interventions that nudge humans towards better decision-making, thus curbing the negative effects of these biases on investors' portfolios. Overall, understanding the principles behind behavioral economics allows us to develop innovative solutions that help mitigate irrational decision-making while enhancing our ability to navigate complex financial markets with greater success. Behavioral economics utilizes the field's cognitive models rather than traditional economic models. The field began with psychologists who sought to apply their understanding of human behavior to economics. Later on, sociologists and anthropologists outlined how economic decisions were shaped by social and cultural factors. They made important methodological contributions by advocating for a more rigorous experimental approach in studying human behavior in economics. The book, Exploring Behavioral Economics, summarizes these insights and provides a framework for understanding how human behavior affects the economy as well as how we can develop innovative solutions for managing complex financial markets with greater success. Behavioral economics is a fascinating field that has become increasingly popular in recent years, as more and more business students and policymakers recognize the value of using cognitive theories to achieve public policy goals. By examining the decision process of individuals and groups, behavioral economists have identified patterns in human behavior that can be used to explain generalized economic behavior. For example, prospect theory shows through studies that people often make irrational decisions when faced with risky outcomes. Policymakers can use these insights to design policies that address problems in the business world or achieve other public policy goals. Exploring behavioral economics is crucial because it permeates economic relationships. Self-interested actors are assumed to maximize their individual satisfaction. However, economics is not only about self-interest but also about trust and possible social life.